final round of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship was held in the Bay of Plenty for the first time in its history, based in the seaside town of Whakatane. But it's history of a different kind that'll be made here as Hayden Paddon attempts to add a 7th New Zealand crown to his 2023 European Rally Championship title. But with 12 stages and a single pass recce over unfamiliar roads, this may be the biggest challenge of the 2023 season. It's fair to say that Hayden Paddon has one hand on the Nzrc trophy after his win at Daybreaker Rally.
We've just got to do the same job as per normal, try and have a clean rally. Obviously that's what we're here to try and do, but we don't want to preempt it too much. So, some challenging stages. We don't really have a lot of experience here. It's been a number of years and a lot of them we haven't done. So, it's going to be tricky, but looking forward to it.
But Rana Horan has kept his hopes alive with a 3rd place at that same event.
What would it mean, mate, if things fell your way tomorrow when you're standing on that top step of the podium?
For me at my age, it'd be everything, mate. It'd be really, really good. So that's the plan and that's what I want to be, and I hope I am.
A new car for Mike Young and the Portuguese driver looking forward to getting out on the stages.
It's a hell of a lot lighter. Seems a lot more nimble, very aggressive into the corner, very sideways, kind of like what I remembered driving a Cusco Yaris. So I think it should be really good, especially these stages really twisty. They'll suit this kind of car. But yeah, I just don't know much about it. I haven't done any fast corners, so who knows what it's going to be like.
It's been a big commitment from Motorsport Bay of Plenty to bring the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship to their region. And 2 local drivers were looking forward to competing on home soil.
It's really important to us to have the National Championship come down here. You see the turnout, all the locals are behind it. Residents love it, and it's just a cool way to expose more people to our sport because we don't get to have it down here very often.
Hayden Paddon leads the cars over the ramp on Saturday afternoon. So let's take a look at the route for the rally. 12 stages, starting with a classic WRC stage south of Whakatane, Stanley Road. The famous Manawa stage makes an appearance. Stage 4 is our feature stage, and the power stage will be held at Tech Park. The rally then heads towards Mount Maunganui for the finish. Hayden Paddon first on the road, and Blair tells it's fantastic the championship returns to stages like these.
The history in these stages is just amazing. The drivers have absolutely raved about them since they've been back from recce, and they cannot wait to get out. It's a bit of an early start, but they're super excited to tackle these roads.
5, 4.
Just a week after winning Bathurst, Shane van Gisbergen returns to the gravel.
And this just shows the diversity of the guy. He is just incredible, to be coming off something as specialised as Bathurst and into this, and you can see straight away he's into it. He's straight on the pace.
4 left minus opens. Flat, 5 right long nips. 30, fast 4 right hug. 30, narrow, 5 left long. 5 right.
Just look at how completely different those driving styles are. Absolutely throwing the car at the corner as opposed to the circuit where smooth is so fast.
50, finish, brake, slow 5 right into 5 left.
And straight away, just 4.3 seconds off Hayden. That's a fantastic time to start.
Nice. Yeah, good fun. Some parts had big grip, some parts didn't. It was a bit cautious.
Ben Hunt's season really affected by his DNF at Rally South Canterbury. So Hunt needs to secure a strong finish and then rely on trouble for Rana Horan to finish second in the championship.
And for Ben, the second half of the season's been really troublesome in terms of he lost all those points at South Canterbury. He had to go for it. He had to win the rally and the power stage to put the title fight in his control. Unfortunately, the smallest of errors meant that he walked away with nothing, and now he's been playing catch-up, which he does very, very well, but it's a frustrating position to be in.
Talked about being Mr. Consistent this year, and that's certainly helped Rana to be in a position to challenge for the title.
60, still long. 4 left plus 60 here now.
And for Rana, this is like a boyhood
5
dream.
right plus
This is absolutely
30.
something he does as a hobby to get away from work,
6
as opposed to
left,
some of the
60.
guys where it's
2,
almost a
slowing,
career.
5 left minus. slowing
Doesn't
here,
mean
5
that he's
left
not a
minus.
contender, and he's absolutely done everything he can to put himself in this position.
Horan's time just 5 seconds down on Hunt. Todd Borden just 1.3 seconds back.
And for Todd, this will be a great confidence booster. He spent all of Daybreaker with issues with the car and not running in four-wheel drive properly, but he got it through to the finish, and that was important.
Mike Young another 7 seconds back in his Toyota. This, the car previously campaigned by Jack Hawkswood in 2022. And a great battle with the other Toyota of Hayden McKenzie, less than a second apart through the stage.
It's great to see these two guys battling, two cars that are very similar but also very different with 3- and 4-cylinder power plants.
5 left 60.
For Hayden, this has been a big learning curve since a big crash at Otago at the start of the year. He had to miss Whangarei and then he was away for the last round at Daybreaker, so he's still getting his head entirely around this car, but he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in 2024.
60.
Manawahei Road is a fantastic stage, a past WRC favourite. This corner from gravel to tarmac, with a kilometre of tarmac to follow, so important not to overheat the tyres. Van Gisbergen smooth onto the tarmac, and his time just 0.2 of a second behind Padden. But drama ahead for Rana Horan, despite his resolution to go easy over the first few stages.
So this is coming down to Helicopter Corner, one of the most famous stages from Rally New Zealand's gone past. And back onto the gravel. You just got to watch these tyres, they're hot now.
30. Go Rana.
Oh, and he's just a bit wide. Oh, that's quite a hit.
Fast 5 right hug. Fast 5 right hug here. And 6 left minus.
Got to feel it
open
out
over
now and
crest.
see if there's any damage to that right rear.
5 right, coming up to 5 right.
You see the steering wheel's off centre. That rear
200.
right wheel is pointing out.
This next one's long 5. 200.
Oh, a bit gooey, eh?
Are they? Long 5 right, 100. This is 5 again.
Yeah, bro, we got a flatty on the right, so...
5 left, nips long 4. 800 to go. Nipping long 4. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, and that's more than a flatty. That suspension arm has just broken it, bent, and then the load on it has just been enough to snap it. And unfortunately, that's going to be a big job to get fixed on the side of the road. Thankfully, they carry a spare one in the car.
Worse than that. We're going to have to try and get off the road, mate.
How are we going to do this?
That would sideline Rana for 27 long minutes. Also an interesting battle further back, Andy Martin in the Volkswagen Polo, in 7th, just 12 seconds clear of New Caledonian driver Eugene Crunet. ...2023 has been a massive improvement for Crunet, who's really come to grips with the Mirage AP4. Pierre-Henri Brunet, the second of our international competitors. He was holding 9th in the class in his Ford Proto. morning feature stage was Campbell, a 14.3 kilometre long stage, which would be repeated later on. This area is the heart of kiwi fruit production in New Zealand. Heavy gravel on the road would be a challenge for the top cars. Haddon flying into the corner here and spraying rocks on the way.
And Hayden's goal when he's come here is not only to wrap up the championship, but clean sweep every stage he's started all season.
120.
But you can hear that gravel underneath the car, and that's certainly not going to make this job easy, as he clears a line for everyone else behind him.
150 over finish. Flat small crest 80. Where's the finish? Sorry?
So coming down to the finish, it's a 6-minute 58 on this new stage.
The boards are on the ground.
It's got to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, the timing beam was here, but there was no board.
And just look at Shane Van Gisbergen's confidence. There seems to be absolutely no adjustment from tarmac one week to gravel the next. He's absolutely on the pace.
Shane's time 12 seconds slower. That puts him 21 seconds behind Padden after 4 stages. Ben Hunt could benefit from Rana Horan's misfortune and still pick up the runner-up spot in the NZRC.
For Ben, he really needs to chase Shane for second, and also that all-important power stage with those bonus points later in the day. Rana's likely to be 27 minutes down, the last classified finisher of the NZRC competitors.
Four right, 250. There's a tarmac finish. Yeah, no. Centre of crest 80. Keep in long 5 left. Finishes on the tarmac.
Hunt's time 7 minutes 12.8, so just 2 seconds down on SVG. With a patched up rear suspension, Horan was back on the stages, having avoided exclusion by a couple of minutes.
So every rally driver is allowed 30 minutes of lateness. If they turn up more than half an hour after their due time, they're out of the rally. Thankfully, Rana just missed that, but he's got a lot of work to do to catch back up if he's going to try and work his way up the leaderboard.
Todd Borden in a solid 4th place, helped by the road sweeping ahead of him.
As that gravel sweeps off, it just gets you down to what is a very hard base here in the Bay of Plenty. Lots of grip really make those tyres work hard.
Mike Young held 5th in the Yaris AP4.
Now, this is a fantastic adaptation for Mike. It's a very new car to him and some 500 kilos lighter than the Toyota CHR that we saw him in earlier. But he's using all of the road there.
Hayden McKenzie very much in touch with the other Toyota.
Both of these cars have been around a fair while. The car that Mike Young's running debuted in the 2017 season in the hands of Carl Davies. This car that Hayden McKenzie's running was half built around the same time and became a bit of a stillborn project. So it's great to see it back out on the stages.
Andy Martin in 7th and holding off the Mirage AP4 of Krune.
Andy's really turning his hand to this R5 car now. It's great to see him in a big battle with Eugene, who's really getting on top of the AP4 Mirage as well. Just look at that dust starting to become an issue too.
Krune just 9 seconds back.
It's been a huge improvement across the season for Eugene. This is a very different car to the production car we saw him in pre-COVID time for the Evo 9. The running gear's similar, but no electronic diffs, quite a bit lighter and quite a lot more reliant on the suspension.
Pierre-Henri Brunet in 9th, with Kiwi co-driver Mel Peden and the team at Force Motorsport managing the car.
Pierre's loving his first season in New Zealand. He got introduced to New Zealand rallying through Andrew Hawkswood, and his team is looking after them through, as you say, the Force Motorsport banner, but he's very wide through the junction there. And it's fantastic to be able to welcome back international visitors like we have in 2023. So running through those results, Hayden Padden 21.3 seconds ahead of Shane Van Gisbergen, and then a further 30 seconds back to Ben Hunt. Todd Borden another 40 seconds back from that. Mike Young, Hayden McKenzie, there's still plenty to play for.
Next up, the Rally Challenge produces an epic battle to the line for both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive crowns. The 2023 Rally Challenge has produced two title contenders in four-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. Jeff Ward and Zeal Jones have had a standout season, both being consistently in the top three in class. Ward was lucky on stage one at the Ford. But after two stages, it was Zeal Jones with a 6-second lead. By stage 4, Ward had the lead back to a 4-second margin as the two drivers went head-to-head.
And this is a case of youth versus experience, both cars and drivers. Young Zeal's done a fantastic job and he's kept a calm head so far at this final round. His car's older and therefore a little bit lighter, but Jeff's car, it's a championship-winning car. It's a proven package. It's got a lot more technology in around the differentials and things like that. So the fact that we've got two competitors separated by so little in the championship finale, which is winner-take-all, is fantastic.
Dave Strong had changed cars for this rally. This Fiesta was a Super 2000 car, but Strong has added a V6 engine.
And before that, this was a Super 1600 car run by now Toyota team boss Jari-Matti Latvala in the Junior World Rally Championship. It then came to Australia where Jason Bright and his team built them into four-wheel drive Super 2000 rally cars. Dave ended up with the car, ran it in the National Championship, and when the rules opened up, put that glorious sounding V6 in it. It's a grunter.
Strong and Green are the final contenders for the New Zealand Rally Gold Card Award, both with a chance here. Green and Strong just 10 seconds apart through the morning. Amy Keeley just needed to finish the rally to win the Group A Challenge in her Subaru Magnum H6.
It's been a great season of consistency for Amy. She's been there every time and managed to pick up the points, and that's how you go about building a championship challenge.
Ward had extended the lead to 20 seconds by the second pass of the morning stages. Sure if Zeal Jones knows the history here at Helicopter Corner, but at least he was staying in touch.
It's one of the better mornings I've had this season. We're struggling a little bit down the straights, but through the corners I'm pushing as hard as I can, just trying to work on my commitment on the faster corners, and that's where all the time is on the exit. But you know, we've still got 5 more stages left, 7 more stages or something like that left to go this afternoon. So yeah, I heard it's close, so yeah, to the finish.
A stage win for Jones on special stage 8, then Ward was the winner of stage 9. Ward hit a bank at the start of special stage 10. It was enough to upset the handling of the car. Jones won the stage and had the gap down to 5.9 seconds. As the rain came down, Jones was able to push home the advantage over Ward, finally finishing to win the class and the 2023 Rally Challenge title. Ward still finishing runner-up though, ahead of Dave Strong, who also came up trumps for the Gold Card Award. Unfortunately, Brian Green went off the road and did not finish.
It's an unfortunate end to what's been a really positive season for Brian. He's really found his feet back in the production-based car.
While Amy Keeley finished 4th and secured the Group A title, as well as 3rd in the Rally Challenge for the year. Just 4 two-wheel drives in the Rally Challenge, but what a battle over the 12 stages. Jono Shapley, the early leader in his turbo Toyota Vitz. His competition over the 12 stages coming from another local driver, Sam Byrne. Byrne has been slow off the blocks in stage 1, but moved into 2nd in the morning stages.
And after a torrid season which has seen 2 early DNFs from 2 starts, it's great to see Sam finally getting a decent run. And both he and Jono have put their money where their mouth is and sponsored stages to bring this event back to their home region.
Throughout the day, these two never more than a minute apart. It was a great result for Byrne, taking 4 class stage wins, and in the end was 2nd to Shapley. The battle for the two-wheel drive series crown was all on behind him. Jared Parker is an Nzrc rookie and has never competed on North Island roads. A finish at Daybreaker Rally had seen him tie with Brett Madron for the points lead, so he had made the trip north again in the Corolla.
Asking everything out of this little classic Corolla. It's a great example of how you can get into the New Zealand Rally Championship on a relatively tight budget.
Madron and Parker were neck and neck by stage 5. Parker won stage 6 and then Madron won stage 9. But in the end, it was Parker who pulled ahead in the afternoon, 3rd in class, enough to give him the Rally Challenge two-wheel drive crown and the Nzrc Rookie of the Year.
So as we look at the results for the Rally Challenge class in the 4-wheel drives, it was Zeal Jones who ended up a 38-second winner over Jeff Ward. Dave Strong in 3rd, leading home Amy Keeley, and an unfortunate DNF for Brian Green. In the 2-wheel drives, it was Jono Shapley taking the victory on home turf, 47 seconds ahead of Sam Byrne, then Jared Parker to take the championship, just ahead of Brett Madron.
Dan Haynes had already secured the open 2-wheel drive title at Daybreaker, but the Tauranga driver was keen to compete on his home event, only to retire with a gearbox problem on stage 3. So that left just Tauranga Baker JP Vandermees to drive his own rally and take the class win in his Fiesta. It was the same in the historic class. Mike Cameron the sole entry, with John Silcock having secured the title at Daybreaker.
Although you can hear that misfire, he's still got to make sure he gets to the finish to take that win, the first place trophy, to finish the season. It's been great to see Mike and Helen back in the New Zealand Rally Championship this year. It may not always be the fastest, but they've always got a smile.
So great to see these stalwarts of North Island rallying crossing the line again, but Helen, where are the lollies?
Where's my lollies?
There's always a lolly left. Here we go.
Lolly lady, you beauty.
A rare mistake at Daybreaker Rally had cost Dylan Thompson the two-wheel drive win. That had left the door open to Bryn Jones in his Fiesta R4.
As long as we get through tomorrow, we're pretty safe for the Junior Championship, and then it's the same thing with Cat 2. You know, we're a bit too far behind Dylan in order to get Cat 2, so but unless he makes a really big mistake, then yeah, we just got to be able to take advantage of that. So no, look, we're just got to do our own thing. And
unfortunately for Jackson Clendon, his R4 Fiesta developed a fault after the rally start, and he was a late withdrawal. So that left the Kiwi-built Civic of Charlie Evans and the R2T Fiesta of Tim Mackesy to challenge. In stage one, Thompson took the class lead by 5.6 seconds from Charlie Evans. In stage two, Thompson again took the class win, extending his lead to 16.2 seconds. This time, though, Evans was third fastest, with Bryn Jones taking second. The gap between the factory R4 Fiesta and Evans' home-built Honda Civic was just 0.9 of a second.
We're looking at two very different combinations. You've got the ultra-experienced Charlie versus the youthful exuberance of Bryn. Bryn's in the factory-built rally car. Charlie's one of those guys that loves to tinker in his sheds and engineer a car to try and beat those. So it really is two very different approaches to get a very, very similar stage time.
250 going up, 5 right plus. 60.
And Bryn's pushing on pretty hard here through some thick dust.
120 flat right.
Shows total commitment and belief in those pace notes. That's ultra important in going fast.
Left. 80, long flat crest. 56.
Tim Mackesy fourth in the older model R2T Fiesta, but rumour has it a new R4 on its way to New Zealand for him. Bryn Jones won the feature stage despite dealing with these dusty conditions.
He's shown that he's not fazed by these conditions, which is pretty impressive. It's a scary concept driving into a wall where you can't see out the other side, and certainly has some risk attached to it.
Thompson still maintained the class lead, but it was down to 17 seconds.
When you put Clendon back in here too, Mackesy in one of these Rally 4 cars next year, the battle in the Category 2 is going to be just as exciting as ever.
Evans still holding third, but the Civic not as suited to these road conditions.
And Charlie will be calling on all his years of experience. He'd be one of the few that's done these stages several times over in Mount rallies and Bay of Plenty rallies throughout the 1990s.
Mackesy in fourth, but still in touch with Evans. Again, dust making things difficult.
And for Tim, he's been one of the big improvers. He's been getting closer and closer and closer, and this car is just not quite the Rally 4 spec. So it'll be really interesting when we get to the start of next season to see where he slots in with the newer car.
The repeat run of Manawa would see Thompson extend his lead over Jones. But the battle for third far from over, with Jones and Charlie Evans again just over a second apart.
Long 6 right. 50.
And with these newer cars running the 1 litre turbo engine, it's really important to get that turning done nice and early so that you can get a nice straight exit, get that power down hard.
30, long 4 right opens. And 6 left. 120.
Evans holding third. And Mackesy still well in touch in fourth.
So heading to the final service in the NZRC two-wheel drive class, Dylan Thompson with a 47-second lead over Bryn Jones. Right behind him though, Charlie Evans and Tim Mackesy still in touch. It's all on.
Relatively happy. It's a bit slippery out there, and we're managing the tyre wear and we're managing our driving quite nicely.
Coming up, late dramas in the two-wheel drive battle.
What's that?
I don't know.
And Hayden Padden sets his sights on an NZRC record. Welcome back. This is the Battery Town Rally Bay of Plenty and the final round of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. Stage 9 turned out to be crucial in the two-wheel drive battle. While Thompson retained a handy lead out front, Bryn Jones was having to do running repairs when a bolt fell out of the rear axle mounts.
This is a great case of where it's important for rally drivers to understand their car. Bryn was able to take an Allen key out of the toolkit and some cable ties to get the car into some sort of survival mode to make the finish and get the points he desperately needed.
What's that?
I don't know.
30, long 5 right hold. Car feel okay?
So far, so good.
30.
Charlie Evans had crashed off-road at the start of stage 9, so Tim Mackesy inherited second place from Jones. With an Allen key replacing the axle mount bolt, Jones was able to keep going and finish third. Mackesy would take second, his best result this season. Thompson, though, had again been unbeatable, and the win would see him secure the two-wheel drive title, both in this category and in the overall NZ Championship.
So after a rough afternoon, it's Dylan Thompson taking another win, but Tim Mackesy a great result in second and a limping Bryn Jones 12 minutes behind in third. An unfortunate end for Charlie Evans to his season.
Top cars put on a show at the helicopter quarter on the second run through Manawahay. And another stage win for Shane van Gisbergen.
5 rights.
You just run out of superlatives for the guy. And unfortunately for Hayden Padden, that puts paid to any chance of his perfect stage win season.
Go, 6 right minus long. 100 straight 2 slow, 5 right into 4 left minus nips.
And look, he just looks so relaxed in the car, as though he's just almost out for a Sunday drive.
Ben Hunt third on the stage and holding third, but a brake master cylinder issue kept him busy in service. Rana Horan still trying to keep that second place in the championship. Despite running last in the class, he was 4th fastest and 10th overall, which was enough to hold the points advantage over Hunt.
Trying to push on, but yeah, it has just things are not clicking. The car's not quite feeling like a glove today, so not forcing the matter. We're just trying to drive with what we got, push on. Shane's obviously doing an awesome job, so that's really cool. Keeping the pressure on, but we're sort of just trying to manage things at the moment. And it just feels like with where the car's at the moment, if you push a bit too hard, you know, moments are coming too easily. So we just need to drive with what we got.
Yeah, it's fair to say we've had a miser today. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. So yeah, we just went wide on the corner, our tyres got too hot on the tarmac, hit a bank, I thought it was all right, went down the road a bit, tipped into the next left corner and the back suspension broke. And then that was us, so we had to spend 10 minutes, 12 minutes underneath it, changing suspension arms and stuff. And then confidence and all that stuff goes after that, so yeah, been a bad morning.
Yeah, we still need to get a bit better, but I think the biggest thing is it's only 3 weeks since Daybreaker, and you know, before that it was 3 months. since Whangarei. So it's that time in the car. Feels like, you know, I'm just building up, getting better and better. And you know, Glenn and I are working awesome together and finishing the stages. And yeah, it's been so much fun. And then second passes as well. We don't normally do a second pass, and the road's grippy and you can flow so much faster. So really cool.
As the stages wound down, another win for Shane van Gisbergen on stage 9. And that meant that Paddon's lead was cut to under 30 seconds.
35 left hug, 50 care, narrow, 5 right neat, 100, 4 left minus, don't cut.
And for Shane, he's unlikely to catch those 30 seconds, but every stage win is just going to give him that little bit more confidence. And to be fair, probably just niggle away at Hayden Paddon.
But he did score the power stage points on stage 10. And Horan third fastest behind SVG here, so add another 2 points to his total. Hunt had replaced the master cylinder thanks to a spare from Rana Horan and was defending his third place from Todd Borden. This was Borden's best performance of the season, the car working very well on these stages. And some pressure coming off with fifth place Mike Young broke an axle and retired, along with Andy Martin, who also had a stick go through the radiator in the VW Polo. McKenzie now fifth overall and having a much better run on the Yaris AP4.
Long 5 left, 50.
And the team continues to work on this car. Hayden feels maybe just a little bit down on grunt in the top end, but they've really got the platform working and they're building in confidence right the way through. It's been a really fragmented season,
Flat over and then down. Long
and give a few miles in the off-season, they'll be contenders come Otago 2024.
4 right, 80. Long 2 left.
Eugene Crudet up to 6th until he too succumbed to a mechanical issue and had to retire the Mirage AP4. So that saw Brunei heading for his best result in 6th. And with all these retirements, Rana Horan moved up to 7th, and that would be second place in the championship secured if he could get to the finish. With positions now constant as we head to the final stage, the only question was whether SVG could score a final stage win. Paddon had come here hoping to win every stage in the championship, but SVG had spoiled the party. Now he had one last chance to stamp his winning ways.
Switch 30, tuck flat 6 left, 50. Quick 6 right, into long 6 left, minus tight, slow line.
You can see just how hard he's pushing right to the finish. He knows that that championship's his. He just wants to win that final stage.
3 minutes 51.5 and title number 7 for Paddon.
35 left.
Van Gisbergen has been getting better and better as his confidence on gravel and in the car improves. His time 3 minutes 50.9 and another stage win.
6 right, tightens 5.
You can see how hard he's pushing down to the line. It's a little bit of a case of nothing to play for, but by the same token, a nice little psychological game.
Righty little thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nice work, sir.
Cheers, bro. Thank you. Thank you for the ride for the last 2 years.
No, very cool.
Third place for Ben Hunt. The season had slipped away with that DNF at South Canterbury, but he kept the battle alive until the very end. And second in the championship to Rana Horan, despite that stage 2 crash.
So clarifying those final results, Hayden Paddon just under 30 seconds ahead of Shane Van Gisbergen with a fantastic performance. Ben Hunt 3 minutes back in third, just ahead of Todd Borden, Hayden McKenzie, Pierre-Henri Brunet and Rana Horan.
Well, all in all, it's been obviously to get the job done was what we're here to do. So, immensely proud of the team and Hyundai and everyone involved to get another championship. So that was the main target. But yeah, today's been a battle. Just nothing's felt right, and I think we're nursing a bit of an issue. So, but never mind, we got the job done. That's the main thing. But nevertheless, as well, Shane's done an awesome job today. So hats off to Shane, and pity he couldn't be here to do a whole season with us because I think that'd be a good old fight.
Pretty awesome. We got better and better, and as I said earlier, it's time in the car, and I felt so much better after only having 3 weeks off, and Glenn and I were flowing really well, and we went good on the second passes, and then in the afternoon on the first passes it was great. I just tried to copy Hayden a bit, and a few times he was a bit more committed than me, but to be near where he is, I'm wrapped. Thanks to the whole team and everyone who's supported us. It was so fun.
We had a very difficult rally. It was hard from the start after a crash. Broke our back wheel, lost time, and spent the rest of the day trying to get my confidence up and just see where the places landed, really.
So Hayden Paddon takes a record 7th New Zealand Rally title. Rana Horan capping off a great year with 2nd, and just 8 points behind comes Ben Hunt. Dylan Thompson taking the 2-wheel drive title and amazingly 4th overall in NZRC standings.
Dylan Thompson doing enough to take the NZRC 2-wheel drive class for 2023 ahead of Bryn Jones, who also wrapped up the junior title. Tim Mackesy consistent in 3rd ahead of Jackson Clendon, Charlie Evans and Jordan Grant. Open 2-wheel drive went the way of Dan Haynes, with JP Vandermees doing enough to get into 2nd ahead of our Aussie visitor Glenn Alcorn, then Dave Strong, Peter Farrell, Murray Percival and Marcus Van Klink. The historic saw John Silcock take the win ahead of another of our Aussie visitors, Stuart Reid, Mike Cameron in 3rd, then Anthony Jones and Tim McIver. Rally Challenge 2-wheel drive would go to Jared Parker, who also took Rookie of the Year. Brett Madron in 2nd, then Jono Shapley, Sam Byrne and Dan Alexander. And in the 4-wheel drive, Zeal Jones with a 1-point win over Jeff Ward after that epic battle. Consistency the key for Amy Keeley in 3rd, ahead of Tim Smith, Brian Green, Paul Cross, James McDonald and Nick Marston.
But in the list of NZRC winners, we have to salute our sponsor Brian Green. A power stage win in the Rally Challenge at Otago. He supported the new Daybreaker Rally in September with sponsorship and continues to give valuable support to the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. "2024 will see new stages and a return to some old favourites. We'll be back with more live stages as well. On behalf of Blair Bartels and the whole NZRC team, I'm Dale Budge, and we'll see you on the stages of 2024.